In this episode of How to Play a Champion the Lunacy way, we feature Darius, the Hand of Noxus. Now as you're back from the intro, we're going to start with the pros and cons of Darius. The pros: big time lane move, built-in sustain due to his Q, very strong passive, why people never would like a prolonged battle with you, a solid at all stages, shines early mid-game, a crazy fight cleanup actually, and limited hard matchups. The only champions he struggles against with are ranged champions, so think about Vayne, Quinn, Ganon, Pantheon. And his cons, basically his low mobility. So for the Masters we've got three styles: offensive, defensive, and movement speed. Offensive: for the keystone you're going for the fervor. For defensive you're going for Undying Grasp, and for movement speed you're going for Storm Raider Surge. For runes we're going for attack speed, armor, magic resistance, and attack damage. Attack speed, this way you will be able to proc your passive faster. Armor and MR gets you through laning phase and helps to scale better through late game. Attack damage gets you also through laning phase as an early damage. So for the summoner spells, it's very limited to flash with either teleport or ignite, depending on your playstyle. TP giving you global pressure when used correctly, and ignite the lane pressure. Okay, now moving on to his abilities. His passive: Hemorrhage. Darius' basic attacks and damaging abilities cause enemies to bleed for 10 to 27 based on level, plus 30% bonus AD physical damage over 5 seconds, stacking up to 5 times for a maximum of 500% damage over the duration. Upon applying full hemorrhage stacks to an enemy champion or killing them with Noxious Guillotine, Darius gains Noxious Might. Darius gains 30 to 200 based on level, bonus attack damage, and instantly applies full hemorrhage stacks through his usual means. His Q: Darius hefts his axe for 0.75 seconds, then swings it around himself, dealing physical damage to nearby enemies, reduced to 35% against enemies hit by the handle. Darius heals for 12% missing health for each enemy hit by the Decimate Blade, up to a maximum of 36% missing health. The hilt of Darius' axe will not apply hemorrhage. His W: Darius' next basic attack within 4 seconds gains bonus range and deals 40% AD bonus physical damage, and slows the target by 90% for 1 second. If Crippling Strike kills its target, it refunds mana cost and halves it off his cooldown. Crippling Strike resets Darius' auto attack timer. His E: Apprehend, has both a passive and an active. For his passive, Darius gains armor penetration, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25% for each level. His active: after a brief delay, Darius pulls in all enemies in front of him, slowing them by 40% for 1 second, and briefly grants sight of the area around the pool. Now for his R, Noxious Guillotine, Darius dashes to the target enemy champion and attempts to execute, dealing through damage. For each stack of hemorrhage on the target, Noxious Guillotine damages increased by 20%, up to a 100% increase in damage. If Noxious Guillotine kills its target, Darius causes all nearby minions and monsters to flee in terror for 3 seconds, and it can be recast within the next 20 seconds at no additional cost, with rank 3. Noxious Guillotine cooldown resets completely. This can occur multiple times in succession. So for Darius we have 2 combos. The laner res, auto attack W, auto attack Q, using your W to reset your auto attack here, and we have the pool plus all in. E, auto attack W, auto attack Q, auto attack R. In many circumstances you might have killed your opponent here, if he's low enough and you can reuse your R to kill the other players near you. Continuing on the laning phase. During the laning phase you want to be very aggressive. You're very strong during the laning phase and you need to assert your dominance. Be aggressive right at the bat with your Q. Try to hit the enemy as much as you can with the axe portion, to do the maximum damage and apply a stack of hemorrhage. This allows you to heal yourself for a decent portion. When you have a couple of levels, try stacking your bleeds by using your W to reset your auto attack timer. Look for opportunities to grab your opponents with E. Apply your bleeds, then finish them off with R. You are one of the biggest top lane bullies, so use it to your advantage. Moving on to the team fights, we have two options. First option is to wreak havoc on the enemy team by getting onto the carries. Second option is to stay in the front line and protect your own carries, while trying to bring down the enemy tanks. If you're the only one on your team with a decent laning phase, you have to put on your carry pants and choose the first option. If your AP carry or AD carry is also very strong, or both of them are, go for option 2. Now moving on to the hard matchups. On top, against Darius, Quinn is quite a hard matchup, as she is a mobile ranged champion. When you apprehend her, she can jump out and slow you. Start with cloth armor and make it easier through the early game. Next is Pantheon, the bane of all top laners. Starting again with cloth armor to deal with his spear damage. Try to hit as many Qs as you can, it will heal you, and bring down his shield with an auto attack afterwards. Cripple him and continue the fight with him, applying as many bleeds as possible. Afterward, ult to finish off. And the last, Cannon. He is considered a counter due to his speed and agileness. He can quickly poke you and get the hell out of there, but you can nullify a lot of damage if you build a defensive item, like Spirit Visage.